Hello, welcome back to my channel. I was gonna say, my punchline time to heal, but I think I'm gonna change the name to Heal Talk. Well, I did change the name to that, so yeah. Anyways, so I went to go see the Odyssey the other day, and yeah, it just really just it made me think about like the game of life and like the actual board game and the Wizard of Oz, and yeah, just like returning home to yourself. I don't know, it's always that like journey, the Odyssey. Haha. Anyways, it's always just like, that journey where, life is just like strange. I just thought it was like, I don't know, I never really thought about it as like, compared to the Wizard of Oz, but just seeing the movie, it gave me a comparison of just like the Wizard of Oz and just like returning home. And that could be like a metaphor for like, just like returning home to yourself, not just like, you know, going somewhere. But like, I don't know, you can get so far out that like it's dangerous almost for you to return home to yourself just because you're so far out. But just to like, not, I mean, compare, I guess, to the Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy and all her friends were trying to find inner strength. But like, I feel like in the Odyssey, the main character Odysseus, he had too much strength and he was trying to like control everything. And yeah, that was his demise. But he ended up, getting stranded with some lady, and I think her name Calypso. Anyways, he gets stranded with her, and like he had to lose everything, all his friends, all his men, and then he had to like, just return home like to himself. And once, the storm, he tried to control the storm, but when he tried to control the storm, he got lost in the storm, and that's how he got lost. He had to lose everything and go through the storm by himself. Like literally, he didn't even have like half the boat that he needed, but he lost everything. And then after he lost everything and he went through the storm, he returned home. Like he didn't need anyone, even though he saw the cyclopses and all this stuff and the witches that turned all his men into pigs. And and on that, watch the food that y'all eat from people, please. But anyway, sometimes you kind of just like have to lose yourself to find yourself. Coming from someone that like was in a 10-year like depression, that's kind of crazy to hear, but it's just like, yeah, you kind of have to like lose yourself to find yourself. And you can just like go through the storm, but it's like when you're trying to control everything and you're just like going through the storm, it's like, I don't know, you just like everything is falling and you're trying to catch everything, and it's like stuff is gonna fall, stuff is going to break, stuff is gonna get lost, you're gonna lose people. But it's like, that's stuff that only you can't control everything. So it's like, not to sound morbid, but shit happens. Coming from somebody like where shit happens every day, like shit happens. But I mean, shit doesn't happen every day, but it's like, anyway. Yeah, so whenever you're going through like a storm or something, you kind of just have to like let go. And again, coming from somebody that's been in like depression for a long time, I had to just like let go and let shit happen. Because again, shit happens. But as far as the Wizard of Oz, these people, like, they had everything they needed, they just didn't know that they had everything they needed. They were more prepared for their Odyssey or their, journey more than they thought. Like, they went to this fake wizard, and it's like, he didn't have anything. he, if anything, he needed what they had, and it was like this big, illusion that these people were so weak that they needed him, but it was like not true. So yeah. Anyways, this is my episode on the Odyssey and the Wizard of Oz. Thank you for listening.